There's always lots of dread when I look at a new anime season coming forward. I mean, there's a lot to look forward to as well, including some highly anticipated anime series, but I also look at the anime shows and think, there's no way in hell I'm going to like that. And 9 times out of 10, I'm proved right by that promise of the horrible shows I'm going to be looking at. And all I can really do to get over it is come and vent on YouTube to you guys, let you know which shows are shit, and which ones are only a little bit shit. And which ones you should definitely watch, like that one today, which I'm going to look at a bit later. But am I right in that feeling? Do you think I should watch the shows which I think are shit? And if so, why do you think I'm a masochist? Because this is a 2022 autumn anime preview from a different perspective. First up today, we have VAZZROCK the Animation, an anime about male actors or idols doing stuff. You may wonder why I'm being so cagey at explanation. It's because, I'll be honest, I watched the first episode, somehow I sat through it all, and I don't remember much about it because I was so distracted by everything else which was going on that the story did not stick with me at all. See, what distracted me throughout the episode was the direction and the camera work going into it all. You see, the plot line is bad, but it's distracting me by the fact that every single shot of the characters is basically from the shoulders up, cutting off the forehead so you don't see the top of the head, just that in frame. Literally, you've got more view of me here than you have of the entire characters for most of the anime. And you do get a few wide shots every so often of a room. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 characters, sometimes 4 even, in a single shot. But even then, you just get on profile views of them in a row, exactly the same in frame amounts, and so it flicks to another person with exactly the same shot from a different angle, but exactly the same in shot sort of room. And that's the way the entire episode goes. Sometimes you get wider shots, as I say, and I've never wanted there to be a 2x speed option on Crunchyroll more than I did when watching this, because this is a woeful anime. Apparently it's somehow connected to Tsukipro, which, I'll be honest, I didn't know going into it. If I knew that, I probably wouldn't have watched this in the first place, so since I already don't like that show. But having watched it, I really can't recommend it, unless you really want profile pictures of male idols, which I don't. If for some ungodly reason you do want to watch this one, it's airing on Crunchyroll, like I said earlier, but honestly, do yourself a rest, and there's much better male idol shows than this one out there. As a massive contrast to the last series, the next anime is one which is highly anticipated by me. And I say highly as in high, as in mountains. Because welcome back to the world of Encouragement to Climb, or Yamano Susume. Now, Next Summit, this one is the 4th Encouragement to Climb anime, but it's actually the first one to get proper full-length anime episodes. In the past, the Encouragement to Climb anime has either been short episodes, half-length episodes, OVAs, you name it, you've had it, except for proper TV anime. Well, thankfully that is now about to be done. We're Encouragement to Climb Next Summit, an anime which is effectively taking us back to where we start. Quite literally, actually, because the first episode here, and from what I've read, the first 4 episodes, are actually going to be retellings, remakes, or just combining the original short episodes into full-length episodes. The original series being combined into full-length episode anime. And that's, in my opinion, a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want new content. I want to see our fantastic mountain climbing girls, Aoi and Hinata, plus of course Kaede and Kokura, getting back together and expanding their story. But Encouragement to Climb has not been the easiest anime to watch. It did stream, but when the season ended, it went down. It went up again, but it went down again. It's like it's climbing up a mountain and coming back down, and you can never get the entire experience of watching it all. Well, now more people are going to be able to do that, and it's airing in a way which people can actually see it properly. Well, at least I hope it is, anyway. Sadly, it's not open to the wider world because it's not on the biggest streaming site, but in fact, streaming anywhere is a plus for me. Now, I mentioned them briefly a moment ago, but our main characters are Aoi and Hinata. Aoi is just a normal, nice girl, very introverted, not really outgoing, and not really an outdoorsy type. Until one day, into her life, runs back Hinata, a girl she knew as a kid. Apparently they made a promise up on some mountain somewhere where they're going to climb more mountains together. Now, I always completely forgot that, but Hinata hasn't. So when Hinata moves back to the same area and meets back up again with Aoi in school, Hinata basically drags Aoi onto the hiking scene again. But of course, this being a cute girls doing cute climbing things, anime, Aoi's being dragged along, but she soon finds herself swept up in the whole thing and enjoying it all. Along the way, we meet Kaede, their senpai, who very much forward, very friendly, very much a senpai mountain climber. And of course, the very cute Kokona, a young girl who they meet mountain climbing, a little fairy girl, they call her, who is just sweet and innocent and a perfect sweetheart. Now, if you're expecting long, in-depth plot lines and twists of this one, you're watching wrong anime. This is Eurocamp before Eurocamp was Eurocamp. This is cute girls doing cute mountain climbing things anime. You learn a bit about mountain climbing, about hiking, about Japan in general during watching this anime. And it's very much a nice, laid-back, chill-out anime to melt down with on a Tuesday afternoon. This anime is not going to be for everyone. It's definitely one for me. I was anticipating a moment to learn that it was a thing. I think I heard about it last year, and I was looking forward to it ever since. And yeah, I mean, this is definitely one I'm going to be watching more of, and I do recommend you do try it out yourself as well. Especially since, even though this is a 4th season, it is very much starting afresh, letting you encourage the girls to climb all over again, right from the start. And you can find it airing over at High Dive. Now, Mahuman Crazy University is a show which is going to polarise a lot of people just by how it looks. Because it looks the same way as if you'd see a cheap CG cartoon on Adult Swim. It's all about our main character, Hirofumi Satake, who is a death row inmate. It's very much gallows humour in the first episode, and quite literally gallows humour, as he's sentenced to death for murdering someone, and he's on death row. Sentenced to death by hanging. And it's very much just talking between himself and the guards about the whole penal system in Japan. Very political discussions there. I mean, I don't know if Japan still has a death penalty, but watching this anime wouldn't surprise me, it's based on reality. And as we get to the halfway point, he's killed. Well, he's hung for his crimes. The second half, we find out that he didn't die, because, as luck would have it, we'll say luck or divine intervention, who knows, he actually didn't die of hanging, he died of anaphylactic shock. It's just that I didn't realise that, since he'd had himself some sashimi beforehand as his last meal, and he died from anaphylactic shock from a fish. He's got a very thick neck, so the hanging didn't strangle him, and he recovered from the anaphylactic shock, which apparently he can do, while he was in the coffin. So he did technically die for his crimes. He fulfilled his sentence. It's just he came back to life again. And that has apparently come up in Japan in the past, where if you are sentenced to death and you're killed, but somebody doesn't actually kill you, if you don't die from your death, then you've served your crime, you've served your penalty. There's not much they can do, really. You've done the time, effectively. And so he's basically sent to a place called the Human Crazy University, or the Human Bug University, as they call it in the anime. A place where they investigate and analyse human craziness. Not the fact he's crazy, or maybe he's kind of crazy, but the fact that he's got a weird body which is unkillable. Apparently he's suffered through every single bug and virus and affliction known to man, and somehow still living. Now, this is very much a tongue-in-cheek comedy anime, but one with much darker tones, presented in a light way. Like I said at the start, it's gallows humour. And even though quite literally in the first episode it is gallows humour, it's that same type of morbid comedy which continues the show. Like I say, the art style is not going to be for everyone. I'm not a huge fan of it, not because of the art style, but because it's very much a current event style anime. Very much about the setup of Japan. It's very insular in its setup. Now, while some of the humour will extend across the ponds or to the UK or wherever you go, it's not going to be for everyone. It's definitely not one for me. If you do want to watch this one, you can find it also on Crunchyroll. Finally today, we have The Eminence in Shadow, an isekai series about a loser transported to another world. But we don't really know too much about him from that. I'm not sure if he's in another world yet, or whether or not he's just a loser in this world. But Kagano is just a quiet guy with a back of class, living to himself. But most of the first episode doesn't actually focus on him. It focuses on his classmate, Akane Nishino, who is a very cute, very attractive girl, who finds herself living a two-faced life at school. Apparently she was involved in some kind of cover-up as a kid, where she got kidnapped and assaulted, and that ruined her career as an actress. Although she's back to acting again, she's never really been the same. But she puts on a happy face for everyone, so she's very liked in the school, the teachers love her. She's not the smartest cookie, but she puts on a nice act. Until one day, on the way home from school, she finds herself, her driver's not arrived because he's attacked by gangs. She has to walk home, and once you know it, she gets kidnapped again. And this is where this anime takes a darker turn for me. It goes hyper aggressive with the kidnappers, ripping her shirt off and basically getting ready to have their way with her. You get scenes from the past of her previous assault, and then suddenly in comes this guy with a crowbar, and whack! The entire bloodiness of this anime comes to a fore, and suddenly you get into this really violent, bloody brawl between this guy, main character, and these kidnapper grunts, who basically just get crowbarred effectively to death. I mean, they were technically shown as alive at the end, but there's no way you can surviving a pair of crowbars to the head. There's no way that's survivable. And he goes about it in this whole, I am the masked avenger. I am the handsome masked crime stopper guy. I can't remember exactly what he calls himself, but it's that whole, I am the superior masked character. I am going to save you. You are my damsel in distress. Sort of nonsense. Very edgelord main character we have here. But right at home being in part of an isekai series, and once you know it, he is. In fact, you see the opening sequence at the end of the episode, and he's there, effectively looking like Zero from Code Geass, only an isekai version of Zero, more of an edgelord. And can you imagine being more of an edgelord than a Louche Lamperouge? Apparently it's possible. Now, this show, I've no idea what it's going to be like once this has been isekai, because at the end of the episode, once you know, he got hit by a truck. Just to throw another cliche into a fire pit. But we don't know what the world is going to be like once he's been isekai'd. Is he still going to be a stupid dick? Is he going to have to go through any kind of trials and tribulations? Who knows, because you're not actually told. All we know is that he was a dick in our world with dual-wielding crowbars, saving damsels in distress by beating the living daylights out of kidnappers. Who knows what's going to happen next? I'm not going to watch any more of this one. It's too violent, too edgelord for me. And I don't recommend you do either. You can find it airing over at High Dive. That was VAZZROCK the Animation, Encouragement of Climb Next Summit, The Human Crazy University, and The Eminence in Shadow. 4 shows of very different opinions. Do you agree with my take on what you should watch? And why am I wrong about the ones which you disagree with? Let me know in the comments or keep it to yourself, I don't care. But come back next time for more. Thanks for watching, bye bye.